Okay, I'm back, and so now we want to talk about the hybrid equation. And if you are one of my students, don't worry about it, okay? But it's a very, very useful formula. And so what we would do in order to generate this equation is we are going to take this equation up here and we're going to solve it for the letter t. And then we're going to take that, so let's go ahead and, I'm not going to do the whole thing, but just enough to get you started on this. So if I was to solve this thing for the letter t, I would be getting that v final minus v initial is equal to at. Okay, then I'm going to divide by the letter a so that I get v final minus v initial divided by a is going to be equal to t. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this equation and I'm going to plug it in there, and then I'm going to take the equation and I'm going to plug it in there, and then do a heck of a lot of algebra fixing it up, and then I'm going to generate this equation. So let me just erase this. So, alright, and now let's go ahead and put this one in here, which is going to say v final. So notice it's kind of like this one up here, but it's going to be v final squared is going to be equal to v initial. So notice it's kind of like this one up here, but it's going to be squared, and then plus 2 times a, and then it's also going to depend on r, so how far do you travel. So if we put it over here, notice that it does depend on your initial speed. It also depends on your final speed. It also depends on your acceleration, and it also depends on how far you travel. But notice that this formula does not involve the letter t. So do you notice that which formula that you're going to use, the how fast equation, or the how far equation, or the hybrid equation, it all depends on what you're given in the problem. So that's why it's so very, very important to write down when you're given a problem what you know and what you don't know. Because then you can look at this and decide, well, which equation has all of those letters in it. So this equation is useful if you don't know the amount of time that it takes for something to happen in. Okay, let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about vertical motion.